Hi, I'm Anjali Rao. My guest today is the legendary Kung Fu film star Gordon Liu. This is Talk Asia. Gordon, welcome to Talk Asia. Now, you've been famous in this part of the world for many, many years now, but you only recently came to international attention in Kill Bill.
Yes.
Tell us how that came about.
I've actually been in the film industry for 30 years. To this day, I'm very grateful that I was part of the 36th Chamber of Shaolin by Shaw Studios Productions, and just as grateful that I was in Quentin Tarantino's Kill Bill. Actually, I've always felt very nostalgic about the 70s kung fu movies. But the problem is that the times have changed. Most of the youth nowadays don't have much interest in kung fu movies. So in recent years, I've been primarily involved in more modern films.
Still, though, doing your first big Hollywood movie must have been a million miles away from what you're used to. How hard did Quentin Tarantino have to persuade you to take on the two roles that you did in both the Kill Bills?
I'd never heard of Quentin Tarantino in the beginning. I had no idea what kind of director he was. But a producer from Hong Kong approached me and said he was hoping that I would be interested in playing a role in Kill Bill. At first I thought, I'm an Asian star from the 70s. Why would anyone want me to be in a 21st century movie? I pondered on this for a long time. Ultimately, I thought that if an Asian has what it takes to emerge from the Asian film industry and be in a Hollywood film, it's a miracle, and it provides the opportunity to learn a lot.
What was Quentin Tarantino like personally to work with?
This was the first time I'd worked with a Western director. One of the first things I noticed about Quentin was that he wasn't a hardcore, strict director, but was quite friendly and really enjoys his job. Every time we filmed, he would wear the same costume as me. He really supports his actors. In Hong Kong, most directors are hot-tempered and are bound to shout at you. When I was filming for Quentin, he'd be joking around, all relaxed, trying to make the work environment as pleasant as possible. This gave me a very good impression of Western filming crews, and it took a lot of pressure off me when I was working with them.
You didn't go west until 2003 with Kill Bill, but many other kung fu actors who start out in Hong Kong to make their names, like Jackie Chan and Jet Li, but then they go to the US pretty much straight away, early-ish on into their careers to make their fortunes. What do you think of actors like that who take that sort of path?
The way I feel about this is that the Asian film industry is very different from the Western film industry. But as an actor, we should take on as many Western projects as we can. The way I see it, Hollywood seeking me for Kill Bill was just because they like the kung fu moves I'm able to produce, and therefore thought I was the right person for the job. I can't compare with Jackie Chan, Jet Li, or Donnie Yen Chedan. Each actor has their own character, and you really can't compare on such a level.
The younger generation knows all about things like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Kung Fu Hustle, obviously Kill Bill, and even some of the Kung Fu moves used in various James Bond movies, but they don't know very much, if anything at all, about the original Shaw Brothers Kung Fu films. Do you think that young people today, those perhaps born in the 1970s and after, have anything to gain from watching the original movies?
Kung Fu movies are part of our culture. In the 1970s, many Kung Fu heroes were acknowledged, and they taught the public not to commit crimes, to protect the people, and so forth. The films weren't really for entertainment, but were more like social lessons. Nowadays, we don't need the films to do that, and as a result, the youth in Hong Kong don't really understand Kung Fu, or what its purpose is. It's a similar case with literature. Teens these days read comics, not novels. They think heroes mean Spider-Man, Superman, no Wong Fei Hong kind of hero. I think that's a good and a bad thing. If you're a Hong Kong citizen, if you're Chinese, you should know your own country's heroes. But teens today, like my teenage son, don't know anything about Chinese heroes or the culture behind it.
There's a lot of camera trickery involved these days in Kung Fu movies, particularly in the West I'm speaking about. Do you think that Kung Fu movies are a dying art, if not already a lost art?
Kung fu movies from the 70s relied solely on the actors themselves and their kung fu performances. But in the 21st century, that's not what movies are after. All they care about is the end product, the perfect picture. Personally, I think a combination of genuine kung fu and some special effects will give the perfect result. You look at Bruce Lee's films. When he filmed those movies back in those days, he didn't have any special effects. Every move he made came from his heart and soul. As a result, the audience feels he's worth remembering.
Gordon, thank you so much for sparing the time to speak to us today. It's been lovely meeting you.
Thank you.